Bitcoin price has lost support, and I'm still $10 million short. And in yesterday's video, I showed you these trades. We had $43,000 profit. And in the past 24 hours, that profit has risen to $70,000. And I'm not taking it. And in my giant short position, I don't intend on taking this either. And later on in this video, I'm going to show you my account balance. It's back significantly on the way up. But with the US and Iran peace talks postponed, and it's a bank holiday in the USA, which means no BlackRock, we're in for a spicy Friday. So drop a like on this video, turn on those channel notifications, and join my free Telegram, which is in the video description right there. Since the beginning of May, my Telegram has grown to over 3,800 members. And it's because of the level of detail that I go into and how accurate the data has been. And today, of course, we've got more data to go through. So let's start out with Bitcoin ETF flows, which yesterday we saw 1,410 Bitcoin get sold off worth $90 million, and that was mostly from BlackRock. None of the other ETFs were selling yesterday apart from BlackRock and HODL. And when we look over at the funding rates this morning, you can see that we are quite green and negative across the board, with Bybit still being negative. And actually, to be fair, that's very negative. Telling you now, you've seen I changed the color of the light, and you know what that means. Today's the day, guys. I mean, in yesterday's video, we talked about this, and we said, look, if we lose this level here, there's not much. There's really not much that's going to hold this up. What now it's lost that. But before we can do chart analysis, because everyone just starts with the chart analysis, but you should finish with the chart analysis. It's okay looking at all those lines on the screen, but if you don't know, and I was watching one of the best traders in our industry, but he really has no clue about the on-chain data and the way that money is actually flowing through the market. And it is the most important thing. You've got to understand the way the market is positioned, where those orders went into ordering. And so if you can understand the structure of the market, then you can understand which levels are going to trigger in which order. So let's begin. Bitcoin volume overview. Bitcoin spot volume this morning, 5.52 billion. Bitcoin futures volume, $64.5 billion. That, I think, is about 7.5 to 8% in terms of the quantity that spot volume is making up of the overall market, which isn't vastly different from the 6.18% that it's been averaging across the course of the past 30 days. So it's not giving any bullish sign. For a genuine bullish sign, what you would want is that proportion being a lot higher. So say that said 10 billion and that said 64 billion, that would be quite a bullish scenario from one indicator's perspective. But the reason why I've been right, and I keep being right, is I don't just use a single indicator or a single trading setup. I use like 385 of them, all in the same thing, that gives an overall picture, and it actually gives you kind of the odds of a trade working out. Now, the next thing we need to look at is the futures volume versus spot volume, take a buy versus take a sell, and we can see spot volume pressure is currently favoring the downside, and futures volume pressure over the course of the past 24 hours is favoring the downside. But when we look at the drop down that we've been having recently, we saw